Welcome everybody for the brand new vlog series that I'm gonna do every so often. And today I'm gonna be talking about or showcasing the vlog of my first art show in 3 years, Nostalgic Con. Why did I sound like a robot? Well, Nostalgic Con is pretty much about actors, artists, and pretty much everybody who worked on or was part of our childhoods, like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, Avatar, Yu-Gi-Oh, and a bunch others. So as fun as that sounds, meeting those people, as an artist, guys, it ended up being one of the worst setups I ever had to deal with. Let me walk you through what went down in the behind the scenes, the highs and the lows, how I barely made a profit by at the end. So Nostalgicon, like I said, it's pretty much it was held up in Anaheim. I live about, I want to say, an hour or so away from the part of Anaheim, and it wasn't a hard drive. It was pretty much a very chill drive. I actually had to go to the convention first before I had to go to my hotel, and well, this is where it already started pretty much bad. Why? It was just been the first day of the setup, which was on Thursday, but I quickly realized that something was very, very wrong. Why? Well, so let's begin with the starting of the setup day. We were told to set up around 7 p.m. At least for some of us. They give us a list, which obviously I cannot release the list, but they give us a list of what times we're supposed to show up in order to set up our booth, which was on Thursdays, right? And I was like, all right, cool. I got 7 o'clock, so I may have at least 2-3 hours to set up, right? Because they're gonna close around 10 p.m. like usually some art some conventions do, especially the big ones. So I was like, all right, no big deal, I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna go towards, like, you know, the convention first and not go towards my hotel first, for obvious reasons. And you know, let's do this, right? Let's get into it. But here's the thing, they close at 8 p.m. I only had 1 hour to set up. I'm like, bruh, what? Supposedly it was for safety reasons or something, but it was so much room. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten there at like 2 o'clock, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would have been fine. It would have been completely fine because a lot of the artists didn't even show up to set up on that day. And the reason why I was kind of mad about that, well, it's very simple. I could have saved a day for a hotel because I live close, guys. It wasn't like a super far drive from where I live to Anaheim. I could have like literally just drove off very early on Friday and set up on that day, and I could have used Thursday to finish the whole prepping for the show. It was annoying. Like, are you serious? I'm like, what? It didn't make sense at all. But all right, it is what it is. So I had to scramble, rush my layout. I had to like put things together, which obviously I did not finish, but I just got a layout and idea how it's gonna do everything. So I set up the best I could. Left around 8 p.m. exactly 8 p.m. They said they're gonna close the gate if you don't leave at 8 p.m. So I had to run off to make it in time, and then go to my hotel. And I can't really fully chill at my hotel because I had to finish cutting the print. Now let's talk about day one, because the other one was pretty much day 0. Anyways, let's talk about day 1, where I had to pretty much go there very, very early. I looked around the setup, how things were. Obviously there were not many people there because it was extremely early. I got there, I think it was like 3 hours before the show or something like that, or maybe like 3.5 around there. Well, I pretty much had to, like, you know, finish the setup and all that. But once I started seeing everybody is like set up and where I was at, I noticed there was something very, very wrong, which I didn't notice on the first day because I was rushing. My booth was really far in the corner. I wasn't in the corner where it was like the really good spot, which a lot of people like the corner spot. This was completely different, guys. I was literally at the corner of the edge of the building. All right, guys. Because of that, I was kind of pretty much hidden. I was a blind spot for a lot of people because I even did a test where I went on, like, I walked and see like how it looks, and pretty much, yeah, you could barely notice my booth. And what's the one thing to attract customers to buy something from your booth? Is to catch people's eye. But if people can't really see it with a quick glance, a lot of people are gonna really walk past your booth and move on, right? And again, this is not the people's fault, by the way, obviously, but it's like that's how it works, really, right? You have literally a quick glance to get at people's attention to buy something in your booth. So So I was literally in a very bad spot. So on the first day, I finished my setup and I noticed, all right, this is gonna be really, really, really hard. So I made the choice of like, instead of being behind the table where usually a lot of artists are, right, for obvious reasons, I decided to be on the side of my table so people could actually see me. The reason why I want people to notice me and see me is to have like, you know, have more of a welcome nature kind of thing. Where I have an it's a weird sales tactic when you're an artist, alley. You simply just say hi, nothing more, nothing less, because you don't want people scared off. Obviously, you don't want to put too much pressure on them or anything like that. Just a simple hello or hi. So, but the way I need to do that is people need to see me saying that. They're not like, oh, who's saying that? So that's the reason why I decided to do that. And well, I gotta tell you guys, it was completely slow. On a Friday where I thought we busy because, you know, it's Friday and all that, but it was really, really slow for me. I only made, well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I only made $45 that day. But it wasn't a complete total loss. The reason why is because I actually ran into Rhymestlyle. So he actually posted like a photo of him being in Nostalgicon, and I commented, "Oh, you're in Nostalgicon too? Hey man, I'm here too. I'm in the Artist Alley and stuff like that." And he said, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll like to meet you and everything." And so yeah, we met up and had a conversation. It was a really dope, chill conversation. It wasn't like very intimidating or anything like that. And that was like we just talked about like YouTube, the algorithm of YouTube, content creating, also like talking about some series with him and the Three Idiots, which is T-Rex and Daradoya and stuff like that, and just pretty much just chill stuff. We just talked about like the state of Yu-Gi-Oh and all that. There was another person that came into our conversation, which I kind of felt like I was like a little bit, because I just want to have a one-on-one conversation, but obviously I don't want to be rude, anything like that. Like, hey, get out of here! I'm talking to Rhymestlyle. But anyways, at the end of the day, it was a very chill conversation. It was nice meeting him. I do have a picture of him, of like him taking a photo. I look very, very small because he is a tall person, guys. All right. For some reason, the Three Idiots are very tall people. It is what it is, man. Anyways, it was a very chill and down to earth guy. So at least the first day wasn't a complete loss, guys. It was, at least I met Rhymestlyle, and you know, it was just a good way to get the rust off, you know. Now, on day 2, Saturday, it pretty much picked up. So Saturday and Sunday were the days that people were really going to show up. Not really Friday. It was mostly on those 2 days. It was literally Saturday and Sunday. So on Saturday, this was the day that pretty much saved me like a lot, guys. Because on this day, I pretty much sold very well. I literally was one of my best ways as a salesman. Like I said, it's just saying a hi, hello, to welcome people. And then when people ask a question about my art, since I don't do a lot of fan art and I don't have a lot of fan art prep on that day, they ask me what my characters are, what they do, what type of series I do, which I explain to them. I have my Think Of series and also my Adventure series, which Think Of is more of like a story-based, pretty much a story-based kind of comic that I'm working on. And then the Adventure series are just a fun illustrations of animals right now, and it's just, you know, just no story, just that I have make people smile for the most part. That's pretty much what I did at selling myself and my booth. But obviously I talked about, well, my injured hand, because, well, it's a story that I have to tell. It's a very interesting story. It sucks what happened to me, but people will want to ask, and they, you know, they want to hear the story behind that, because, well, it's obvious. It's an obvious thing, pretty much. So right before the show, though, I do want to explain that I actually ran out to some voice actors and also some people in the industry. I did run into pretty much Hank Hill's Hank Hill artist, who pretty much worked on the show. I pretty much didn't really talk to him too much. It was more of his hype man. I actually have a video right here.
Oh
no, sorry.
You King of the Hill guy?
Of course.
Of course, nice. Yeah, I got more prints in the book. This is my buddy Joel Adams, who's the lead character designer for the first 3 seasons.
Oh, nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah, the man won an Emmy for it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, are you a Power Ranger guy? Joel, is that
somewhat, not like a big fan, but I mean, it's Power Rangers,
yeah.
You know?
Here's the thing, and he doesn't hype it up enough, but the guy was the licensing artist for the first Power Ranger seasons. So like if you had a shirt, Joel. If you had like a birthday plate, Joel.
Back in the day.
But this thing's kind of interesting. Saban came to him and they were like, hey, we just want to have an idea of what a comic book page would look like. So this is the first comic book page ever produced that they didn't use for the Power Rangers.
And of course, classic with the
they were like, we want
to
see the morphing, we want to see the Zords, we want it all.
Give them a little bit of everything.
Like you're the big idea.
Give
much.
us the teens. But
the outfit, swords, like pretty much everything.
Yeah. So this was like, we're never going to use this, but we want to see what it would be like.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing really great lately with some of the comics that have been coming out recently.
Oh, yeah. A lot of those have been
They really build it. They're really built from there,
I remember occasionally someone will bring up a Butterfree, but what the YouTube video is, it's Hank as Ash.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did see it. Yeah. Butterfree, That's a classic. Yeah, okay, I know that video.
People bring up Butterfree cards and are like, can you sketch a Bobby on it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a classic. That is a classic video. Butterfree. Hello. But also, I had a very good conversation. Well, I think it was a good conversation, but you guys let me know. I'll put some clips here and there of Stephen Silver. So I met him. He's actually a character designer for Kim Possible, Danny Phantom. He also worked on like cartoon versions of The Office, Breaking Bad, Ghostbusters as well. And we had a very good conversation about the industry, how how animation and cartoons change, how a lot of people don't really want to take risks of new properties, new art and everything. He actually gave me advice how to kind of work in the industry but not in fully in the industry, where like just kind of just go with like what you want to do and really have a confidence of what you want to do. At least that's how I felt pretty much. So yeah, here's some clips of me meeting Stephen Silver. Did they ever give you a direction to character design? Like, did they ever give you like a direction, or you just had to like freehand
no,
it?
you always do. You'll always kind of get a script. So it always starts with the script, and then it'll be like, like when doing Kim Possible. She's a 16-year-old cheerleader.
Right.
She's going to be action adventure orientated, and then you just start drawing like crazy.
Oh.
Until you come up with something, and you're designing something, and then you show it to the directors and try to get everyone on board, and then when everyone's happy, then you go to the next step. But yeah, you always just blank piece of paper in the beginning and just doing hundreds of ideas.
Oh, like 100 sketches of like the character and all that until you get it right. Yeah. Because I mean, I remember like Dan and Phantom. I remember watching that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite of all.
Right on.
Right, like, so yeah, I was just because like with the character, I was like, I wonder how many times it took him to get it right with the character.
So, I'll show you over here. This is like a book of my different rough sketches and everything. So,
the art book.
Yeah, so here you can see them. Just show you some like the Danny Phantom. That's like Kim Possible stuff. And then
wow, this took a long time.
Yeah, it's a lot of joy,
but
so
it's fun.
Like those were like early jazz,
right?
Like of what she was gonna look like, or an early Tucker, and you're just drawing. Here's a bunch of different Dannys, where there was different shapes to his body and size, and then
and then even the eyes changes, right?
Yeah,
even just the eyes.
It evolves, Here was a very early one, of Danny.
Because you have to find a right style for animation too, right?
Yeah, you kind of want to make it
not too complex.
Not too complex. I mean, they did back in the day. But
in the 90s. Yeah. But now, like in the early, like I won't say new era, but like they got more simpler and simpler.
Yeah, towards like 2000s, end of the 90s, 2000s. It just needed to have economy of line, and just send it out. Because all the stuff gets animated overseas, so you kind of do all the pre-production early in the studio, where we do the designs, the backgrounds, then it all goes over to like China, India, Vietnam. It goes to a bunch of different countries, whoever the studio is, Canada, and then they'll do the actual animation. So it's the thing that a lot of artists don't do. They don't experiment enough. They don't allow themselves to fail enough in their drawings. They want to get too happy too quickly, and they want to settle. And the best thing to do is just try so many different ways. Yeah, maybe the hair is better this way. You know, maybe it's going to be easier for a back view if the thing on the side or the belt is simpler, right? So you got to move that.
Like easier
around.
to also with angles and stuff like that, because sometimes with the angle it could look weird and it doesn't look right. Yeah,
because you could draw that one drawing front view and it's just like you got
it's just one
bells
pose.
and whistles, one pose.
Yeah.
And then you try to move it and you're like, oh, shit.
It looks. Oh, how am I gonna do this kind of pose? Looks kind of awkward and weird.
Exactly. So I prefer when I'm designing characters to try to put them in poses first.
Yes.
Before I do the front draw, which you got to do.
Well, yeah. When I started drawing, it was just like just front pose, almost T pose kind of thing, you know. You're just testing it out, and then from there it started evolving it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
What's your name?
Johnny.
Johnny, Steven.
Nice to meet you. Really nice to meet you. I really love the work. I really like all of the characters and all that, you know.
Appreciate that.
So I had to stop by, you know. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Have a great day.
Hey, but look, guys, you just saw the clips of with Steven Silver. There's a lot more conversation than that. I will be uploading another video of me having a conversation with him, like in a full extent, and also probably add other conversation I had to make it a full, like a part 2 of this vlog, but more of like sort of unofficial interviews. But anyways, back to the video. So another person that I met was actually I really ran into pretty much Rhymestlyle. So he was pretty much in a line to get like an autograph for SpongeBob, and I was like, oh, I figured to say hi because he saw me, like, so we said what's up and everything, and I asked him what he's doing. Like, obviously, like, he was getting signed of SpongeBob, but I was wondering what kind of film, because he had like an animation film of it. And so we had to talk a little quick, and I asked him, oh, does he want the extra badge? Because as an artist, you get an extra badge with like your helper and stuff, but I didn't need it. So I had to ask him, does anybody want it? And well, here's the clip.
Oh, this is a SpongeBob line. Yo, SpongeBob line. There we go, man.
It's already getting crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually gonna ask you, like, if you know anyone that would have wanted a badge, because I have an extra one for free.
It's a good question. I will let you know.
Because I do have a free one right now. Like, I'm not using it.
Okay.
It's a vendor badge too, so I could get another early.
Okay.
So.
You know Alex Ketchum?
Yeah. I heard of him.
He wanted to come.
Okay.
Text him. Let's see if he wants to come through.
Yeah, then and I can just like hand it over to you right now if you want.
Yeah, right over there.
Because again, I'm not using it, so.
I can appreciate it.
Yeah, so.
I've seen it, but yeah. I honestly was
Which one is this one?
Huh?
Oh no, I was looking at the film. Which one?
It's from the Hooky episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey man. Good luck with getting signs, man.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, that's pretty much like the beginning of the day. I talked with a couple of people, which was very, very freaking awesome. I was very honored to talk with them. But yeah, so the way I started my build is, well, like I said, I wasn't behind the tables. I was on the side. I was on the front talking with people, asking about their autographs, to kind of like starting a conversation starter, explaining my art and my journey, and even my my hand injury and everything. So that was like pretty much like my selling point. It was just me being honest, just having fun, talking about stuff, because again, I'm really into pop culture, so I at least had a lot of ways to talk with a lot of people about their, like, the shows they got autographed for and everything like that. So I was really like in tune. Like I didn't feel off at all as much. But even with all that stuff, guys, even like me putting myself out there and everything, the crowd was walking by and all that, but they literally walked right by us without even knowing we were even part of the show, by the way. Like I said, it was like a big way. It's like pretty much like, it's like, think of this as a walkway, right? There's another one. It was this far right here. It was like 2 walkways where it was that far from like the main show and us. So it's like we were very separated from everybody. So like I said, it was like a chore just to walk by us, because I even had someone coming in on the 4th day, Sunday, of saying, I didn't even know there were artists on the side. I didn't even notice you guys. And I walked past here. I swear I didn't even notice. Because that, like that, once they turn a corner, it's like if you're only focused on the booth that's in that corner, then you're not really gonna see us at all. And it wasn't like a big show. It was just you know, vendors in the middle, us in the corners, you know, like in the edges and stuff. And well, it was very bad. It wasn't good. But at the end of the day, it wasn't as bad. It took a lot of energy, but I made around $500 on the second day. So that was a very good day, because that made me put close to like my getting all my money back, and well, we're still in the negative, but we're very, very close. We got a lot closer on that day. And well, what really saved me was my paintings. So I do this 8x8 paintings that I do for almost every single show because they're like quick sellers in a way. They're traditional art pieces. They're very small, but they're very good enough size where people will notice them. And not many artists, especially in Artist Alley, do traditional art or even try to sell them. So yeah, like I said, I do these 8x8 paintings, and I did a couple like fan art characters that were part of the show, voice actors, stuff like that. So I end up selling my Kratos painting, my Ed Edd Eddy painting, and also Courage the Cowardly Dog painting. So pretty much I sold like 5 paintings in that day, $40 each. So that, like I said, that I'm telling you guys, that stayed me. But even what's really cool is someone even got one of the paintings signed, Courage the Cowardly Dog. He got signed by the voice actor. I have a photo right here, and I thought that was really cool seeing my painting with the voice actor signature. I thought it was really awesome. So on the final day was like, I gotta push it, right? Because I was still negative. I was still in the negative, and I'll explain that in a little bit. So the way I started on Sunday, I got up early again because I wanted to see if I could meet other people, talk other art, like, you know, voice actors, stuff like that. Hopefully casually, you know what I mean? And I obviously pushed too much. So on that day, I actually had a quick conversation with Ed Edd Eddy, the character designer. I actually have a clip right here.
Oh, these are original productions? Oh, wow.
A lot of them I just haven't gotten to, like, I've meant to write descriptions on the back, but it's been such a crazy weekend.
I bet. I mean, I bet for this kind of con?
Yeah, like just...
Oh, that's cool. Just little doodles to the character.
Yeah, thanks. It's like practicing expressions and stuff. Because, you know, on Ed Edd Eddy, it was always push.
It's, yeah, with the, that's what I love about it.
Mm-hmm.
Always pushing the boundaries of the animation.
Right.
Compared to like some ones that we've seen recent time, a little bit simpler now, but like 90s cartoons, early 2000s, oh, they always push with the face expressions, the art, everything. I mean, I don't know if you're open right now, right? I do have cash.
Yet. Oh, if you've got cash.
Yeah, I got cash, so I could do.
It's just 15. They're
Okay.
signed on the back.
Oh, okay.
I know it ended roughly, but that was because like I don't know what happened exactly, but I actually bought a print from him. I actually got him to sign it right in front. And it was just a really good, cool, like, you know, talking a person created one of my favorite cartoon shows, Ed Edd Eddy, and not even just like obviously like the voice actor. It was literally the artist who worked on that, so I thought it was really, really dope of that. Also, did say hi to the Goofy voice actor. Had a quick convo. I thought it was really fun.
I'll make my decision. But yeah, Goofy, come on, classic.
Of course.
One of my favorites growing up. One of my favorite. Oh, you worked in the Yakuza?
Huh?
You
Yes,
work-
I am. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Date, Mikado Date is my character, and I've been in 3 games. I'm actually in one now. I can't even talk about it NDA, but I am doing one now. So
Not only that, I also talked to Kaido's English voice actor, who did obviously did other voice actors, other voices for other characters in the industry. I thought he was really awesome, really nice. And yeah.
How long did it took to record him?
I started in the fall of 22. I continued on until the beginning of 24, so it was about a year and a half.
Wow. I mean, it is a big character, so, and there's still possibly flashbacks.
Oh,
future
they're
arcs and
they're
stuff?
just taking my old recordings to do
Oh,
flashbacks.
okay.
But there'll be new stuff, I think. It's not official, but I think it's coming back.
Then there's also like video game stuff too and all that.
I haven't done any of that yet.
Oh, okay.
There is, of course, the mini series they're doing, the mini version. They're doing the whole series over again, but like in 200 episodes.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll cast me in that. Maybe they'll cast me in the live action. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like a reboot, but like to tell it faster.
Yeah, because people don't want to watch 1,400 episodes.
Exactly.
Some people just don't want to.
It's very slow paced too for the animations.
Yeah.
They really like build everything up, and then
If you start now, after 25 years, you better have a lot of time to get through all that stuff. Most
Yeah.
people don't. Alone with 61 episodes.
yeah.
The longest fight in anime history.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a big moment, right?
It was. Then we went all Looney Tunes at the end. That was fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love the Toon Force
We had a
idea.
great time.
And then I had a conversation with a Silver the Hedgehog voice actor. He pretty much told me like hey man, do you and sell the story of your arm. Like he didn't say like push it too much, but like if people, you have a story to tell now, even though it's a really messed up story, but it's a very good selling story pretty much to sell your stuff up and how you didn't give up, how you pretty much continue being an artist. You know, it's kind of weird like hearing that, but also it was really cool hearing that as well, because I didn't really like people have told me that about that before, and it connected with me, but with him saying it, I don't know why it connected even more. Like it was just because like it was more of a like stranger told me that, right? Because before it was like people that I know told me that, but in this one was like more of a stranger told me, and I was like, dang, I don't know why that connected with me more. So yeah, I was like, yeah, he told me like, yeah, like don't be afraid, and just like don't sell your soul short, especially the way you are now. Because again, I am disabled now because like my hands are not fully functional now. Anyways, but yeah, like I said, so that was really fun. Like I said, I love getting up early for this reason, just to have a chance, just to have a conversation with some voice actors. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, because these two fingers are like don't really work no more.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had to learn just kind of like that.
And you're left-handed.
Yeah, the luck.
Jeez.
Because I was going towards Las Vegas for Evo.
Yeah.
For like the fighting game tournament.
Yeah,
I was kind of there, and that's where it happened. I flipped my car like 3-4 times.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful. I am grateful that I can still use my hand.
Yeah.
To do what I love at least. Like,
Yeah.
if I can make it a profession, cool. If not, I can still get to do it. You know.
Dude, that's the story, man. I know you're gonna do it professionally because that's the story. Like,
I mean, yeah,
it's a
I can
cool
just say like
story, bro.
Yeah. I can't. I'm hoping to use silver more often.
I think he's gonna make a comeback after. I think he'll appear in the movies. And
yeah, I mean, like a lot of people were expecting him to come out on this one.
Yeah.
But then it was Amy.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, silver has to come in the next one after that.
Totally. I knew it was gonna be Amy in this one. I had talked to one of the producers, and he's
oh,
like,
really?
He's like, we need females, and I was like, yes, you do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So how was sales? Well, on that day, I pretty much just sold stickers and keychains. So I didn't like that's really what it balanced. Obviously, I did sell some prints here and there too as well to balance things out. And I didn't have a lot of paintings left, so it wasn't like I didn't have like more paintings to sell and like really push me over to the top and all that. But overall, I did sold around $205 on that day. It wasn't like the best, but it wasn't the worst, because all in total of my sales brought me to $750 or so, like around that range. I don't fully remember how much cash I got, but like all in total was around $750. Now, because of that, it wasn't the worst thing, because with my expenses with hotel, gas, food, parking, which was $25 a day, all add up to like around $650. I could be off a little bit, like a little bit more, a little bit less, but this is around $650. And so I barely scrapped out of $100 profit, guys, or so, right? Like, but like around $100 profit. And I gotta say, guys, I was very lucky, because a lot of artists, what they told me, they did not make it. So overall, the pros for me were meeting voice actors from the shows I grew up on, at least some of them, talking to people like Rhymestlyle, even Stephen Silver, like people who worked on like in the industry with content creating and artists of like, you know, animation shows, and seeing like in real life, right, of people connected with my art. It was really cool seeing that. That's always an awesome feeling, honestly. Other, like, don't get me wrong, like digital and like online is cool enough. When you see people like have a smile, them being happy of seeing your art, that's like a different feeling, and that's a really cool feeling. But that's pretty much all the pros I have. Because the cons, well, my booth placement was awful, was really awful. The staff wouldn't let me adjust my table to like the angle because of safety issues. Well, I couldn't really blame the staff for that, but it was really, you know, the whole thing was like, with the artist alley, I felt like we were an afterthought so much. Even I wasn't alone. I heard from a couple like other people that didn't even like break even, didn't even like the way we were placed in the artist alley. And luckily there is someone out there that was working in Nostalgicon, did hear us, and they told us they're gonna work on it and make it a better show next year. All right, I forgot to show you guys the map. So here it is right here, guys. So here's the map. I'm zooming in right now.
But here is the map of how it looks like so far. Alright, give me 1 sec, because I'm supposed to zoom out. There we go. So this is the whole map right here, and as you can see, this is where all the voice actors are right here, guys. We're all in this area right here, right? And so that's where, you know, obviously the main attraction is. That's what the whole point of NostalgiaCon is. Well, here's the problem. So on the vendor side right here, guys, on the vendors right here is where like this is supposed to be like the premium vendors right here, and this right here is supposed to be Artist Alley, right? Well, I don't know exactly what happened, because they put us here for the rest of Artist Alley. So they kind of like separated us from the rest of the show. Like literally, like you guys saw in the video, when you turn the corner, it's like I'm like not even there. So I was number 21 right here, which is really, you know, not great. And I did the best I could with it, what I had. But yeah, this whole map right here, guys, was not great. It was like, I mean, obviously the main area is also like it's fine because voice actors and stuff. But this old area right here, guys, was not great. They planned it not the best way. But what they told me was they had to keep changing it because of fire safety issues or something like that. I have no idea. So yeah, but yeah, those are my cons really. Just booth placement. Staff wouldn't help me out to at least put in an angle, and you know, feeling at the jobs because the whole Artist Alley was not great overall. And you know, yeah. So like for me, guys, I got lucky. My paintings really pushed me into the green. If I didn't have my paintings, I would have been in a negative, guys, because the paintings made me about what, like $200 or so. It doesn't seem like much, but if I didn't have that, guys, I would have been in a negative. I would have made about pretty much $550, right? So I would have been in a negative $100. So like, you know what I mean? The paintings really helped me out. Yeah. So yeah, like that was cool and all. And will I go next year? Well, yes. The reason why I will go next year is because like I said, someone in the comment actually is listening, and hopefully they do truly listen and help us like improve the Artist Alley for next year. But not only that, the booth cost is not, it's affordable. It's about $250, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. And also it's like $100 or so just to upgrade to the main show. So I may just even do that next year. I mean, just to be part of the main show instead of being an Artist Alley, if I'm being honest. Like that'll be like a way better chance for me to sell stuff. So I may just do that. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's literally my whole breakdown of NostalgiaCon. Let me know what you guys think. It was fun. It was cool for the most part, but obviously the artist booth side was not the best part of like the old show, which is weird. Even though I did make it in the green, I still feel like bad for the other artists who did not make it in the green. Because yeah, it was rough, guys. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the behind the scenes of an artist vlog. My experience and everything. I want to get more better with these guys, so I do want to set up like a camera where like it does capture me like fully talking with people, because I don't want them to be on camera. Just give you guys an idea how pretty much I do it when I try to do art sales and stuff. But yeah, anyways, there are 2 more vlogs coming out, guys, very soon. I do want to do like this as a series, that now that I'm doing art shows again, it'll be like maybe like once a month, twice a month or so kind of thing, that I would love to bring more behind the scenes for you guys. So yeah, like I said, we have 2 vlogs coming up. We have Texas, and also have Anime Expo that I'm doing an art show for next month. So hit the like, subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what do you guys think about this. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one, right? So I better see you guys there. All right, bye. Woo! Pyong!